What's up, my precious little pack, and welcome back to VEGA Conflict. Okay, today I actually have a few different things to talk about today. Well, mainly it's about Planet Strike and also strikes in general, and how could the strikes be changed? Not in a literal way, but in a beneficial way to the player base as a whole, whilst also allowing the cycling, whilst allowing the cycling of the prizes to be more regular than they currently are, excluding Planet Strike because it runs twice a week. Well, first off, I want to talk about the prizes in the Planet Strike right now. These are very important for very beginning players that do not have carriers, and I actually have a list that I will leave in the description, as well as an entire portion of the video that I'm about to talk about and read off, as well as a new cycle for the strikes that they should follow per week that would make progression slightly more open for everybody, but also allow slightly less to do each day, so each player can focus solely on one specific thing that they want to do instead of having to freak out because they have a strike run that they want to do and also a time token rise, so in case you're working on the modules or working on ship tokens, anything like that. But let's go ahead and let me start reading it off, and I'll actually jump back in here, I'll scroll down, I'll show the prizes as I read them off. Okay. First off, the Ragnarok Carrier Blank hull, which is this guy right here, is the first prize you're going to go after. I'm not saying the blueprint, I'm going after the blank hull because it's already pre-built, you don't have to build it, you just have to equip it. Second, the Interceptor Squadron 3 blueprint. And that is right down here. And it's these guys. Next, the Valhalla Carrier Blank hull, which is this guy right here. And the reason I'm saying go with both carriers, one will be more useful than the other, but the other one you can use as a farming ship. You can use it alone to farm AI ships for blueprints. So this will be beneficial for you, either one, or if you can get both. I'm not recommending the other ones first. I'm recommending the two carriers and the interceptors in the order that I've listed so far. Now if you've made it this far, I recommend, for the fourth thing I recommend, the Ragnarok Carrier Blueprint, which is this guy. Fifth and finally, the Valhalla Carrier Blueprint, which is this guy. I'm not recommending the frigates because this is specifically for the carriers only, and you're only after the carrier tech, and since there's no thruster, I can't recommend anything else from the list. So that's it, that's done. Okay, now what change can be made to the strikes to allow them to be simpler yet more efficient? Alright, this is going to be an interesting one. What could the benefit be of allowing all three strikes to run simultaneously for 4 days that strikes are meant to run instead? Nothing. It would be a clustered mess that could cause bugs with overlapping strikes and things like that. What if they were each active twice a week? Let's say Tuesday and Thursday are the days all three strikes would be active on those days. The benefits would be that the player base as a whole would have more access to the different tech from higher level tier strikes on a more regular basis than they do now. As it stands now, we have 2 planet strikes, 1 sector strike, 1 alien strike. It would also help the strike cycle more swiftly through the prize rotations than they currently do, ignoring the fact that Planet Strike, again, already runs twice a week. What else would this change bring? It would make it so that the Token Riot events are no longer overlapping the same time frames as the strikes, so a single player may focus their efforts on a single event each day without having to worry about missing the other. So you wouldn't have to try and grind your butt off in the Planet Strike if you're low level, and to farm up low level tokens in the Token Riot just to meet ends. So you could have a few hours off your ships and modules, or a few hours off this one, to allow you to focus a little bit more effort into just the one. The change would help ease up on the daily activities that overlap in any way, but allow more open progression and higher tier content for the players by allowing them to have access to the higher tier technology more frequently than they do now. Another benefit would be that the players may choose which of the 3 strikes they wish to partake in each week, twice a week, Thursday and Tuesday, Thursday. Again, it's the same setup. And the setup would be something like this. Monday you'd have the Token Riot, Tuesday you'd have the All Strikes, Wednesday you'd have the Token Riot, Thursday you'd have the All Strikes, and the first day of the featured event. Friday is the featured event, Saturday is the featured event, Sunday is the featured event, Monday it restarts. That's how it would go. All I did was I simply moved the strikes one day and put them all together. It would allow the higher tier strikes to cycle more frequently with their prizes, which would allow collectors to get their stuff a little bit more quickly, but it would also help clear it up so that time token days are specifically time token days, or people can log in, chat, and farm up resources and things like that. It would make it so that strikes on very specific days aside from time tokens and featured events have their time frame of the 4 days like they typically do. And this wouldn't affect the days that the Civil Wars run. They would still run on Sunday? Was it Sunday they run or Saturday? Whichever day that the Civil Wars run on, they would be just fine, because they wouldn't be changed at all. This is just specifically for the strikes. They would be changed so that each one runs on a very specific day, instead of what they have now where it goes Monday is Planet Strike, Tuesday is Sector Strike, Wednesday is Alien Strike, and Thursday is Planet Strike again. It would make it so that the strikes all cycle through twice a week. But that's all I wanted to talk about in this video, everybody. What are your thoughts on that idea? Do you think that new schedule that I just came up with would make the game progress a little bit more easily for everyone and allow certain prizes to be more frequently available to the entire player base as a whole? Or do you think it would be more of a mess? Feel free to let me know your thoughts below in the comment section. I'll keep an eye on what you have to say. And as always, everybody, I'll see you later.